And we are live.
Hello! What it do? What it do? What it do? Now, it's Monday, so y'all already know what time it is. It's time you rolling with your boy Success. What it do, Jezabel?
Hey, Six, what's going on? What's going on?
Man, why is the world going crazy right now? Instagram and Facebook is down.
Look, you seen me. I was texting you screenshots. You thought I was talking about the blogs. I was like, no, I hope he see that I can't promote because I can't get nothing like on both. I have two pages and I'm sitting
Yeah,
there. I'm like, okay, maybe it's my business page. So I go on my personal page and I'm like
yeah,
scrolling and I can't go nowhere. I don't do Facebook like that. So I didn't even try Facebook. But
yeah.
then I hit my Google thing and it was you seen that news story that popped up talk about some Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter
Yes,
is down, and
yes.
something about a whistleblower. Like, what
Yeah.
is going
So
on?
somebody did the good old fashioned dime drop.
Oh my gosh.
So apparently Instagram is doing some stuff like not checking the minors and the age limits and whatnot,
Okay.
which is wild because we know that they definitely supposed to be doing that, you know. But
Really?
I've been seeing a lot of minors online. Like
Okay.
I walk by kids, and they're on Instagram.
Hmm.
And I'm like, hold up. How, Sway? How this kid
Yeah.
get on Instagram?
Yeah.
But
I'm.
they on there going ham, enjoying themselves, nonetheless. Now,
Mhm.
Jezebel, this week's show is definitely probably gonna ruffle feathers.
It definitely will. Um, I know I have a lot of stuff to speak on. As far as just the music the music industry in general, like it's just horrible. It's definitely horrible. I
It's,
will say
it's
that.
it's like I'm not even gonna lie, yeah. It's not the music industry. It
Oh, it's the
is
people.
it is business or life in general right now.
Okay.
It's every freaking industry that is a big industry is losing their mind right now. I mean,
Yeah.
we're being censored, we're being
Hmm.
shut down, we're being
Yeah.
forced to buy when we don't want to buy, we're being
Hmm.
forced to try what we don't want to try. We're forced to sign over things, and honestly, the music industry is just the last thing that's going to be attacked for real. Because it's always the most vocal thing to everybody.
Yeah.
What's weird is all these new artists are popping up out of nowhere in the game.
Well, that's definitely going to happen. That's every day somebody decides they want to be a rapper, singer, or whatnot,
hmm
and I
hmm
mean it's like, what for though? Like,
What Jay Z say? Every day a star's born.
yeah. Hmm. That's true.
I find that saying super hilarious because it's like, all right, yeah, every day a star's born. I look at
Mm,
everything like, man, I'm like, all right, so we got all these new artists popping up. No one knows the business. No one knows the game. Everyone is just looking for some quick fame, real quick rise to success. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to argue anybody down or hold anything against anybody. When we look at artists blowing up and we look at artists like living their best life, the first thing we think is that could be me. I could
mhm.
do that
Yeah,
somehow, some way, just maybe for me too, right?
yeah.
But we don't never ask ourselves what's really going on behind the scenes. Now,
Mhm.
let me tell you why I'm super upset. Now, I know a lot of things happened with you
Oh yeah,
last
yeah.
week.
We're definitely gonna get into that.
So I don't want to like, and I know I usually get long winded, so I really want to do like ladies first.
Okay,
I really want to do ladies first.
okay.
You
All
know,
right. Well, let me just let you guys know that I'm really not trying to put nobody out there for real, because everyone's not in this situation. I don't think everyone is at fault, but I think that there are some people that know better. Um, so just you're an artist, right, Six?
yes,
Okay.
one of the
So
best.
just imagine now. from an artist perspective, you pay to perform at a showcase, hoping to win a prize, right? Let's say the showcase is in North Carolina. So you travel from North Carolina to Atlanta to perform in the showcase, and you pay. You get there on time. You get there probably like around the show starts at 8. You get there at what, 8:30. You're sitting there, you're waiting. You're waiting to perform. And the show is going on, going on. Lo and behold, an artist just walks in. They start playing the artist's music. The artist do a couple of two steps, and the artist leaves. Yet you haven't performed yet. You're still waiting your turn. Now you finally get to perform. The next day you wake up and you find out that the artist that walked in and rolled out is the artist that won the showcase. And so that was actually my first time going to their event. So I'm not saying that this happens every week. However, I did call them out on favoritism. And then I was told not to come back.
Well, you know what? Why did you use the word favoritism?
I used the word favoritism because I felt like there's no way that this artist or these artists, naturally won when there were people. I felt like for you to let someone come in, right? I don't care who it is. It could be your friend, whoever. For you to let someone come in, not even wait their turn. They cut everybody in line. They don't even perform. They don't grab the mic. Their music is just playing and they're just two-stepping, and then they walk out like they're literally there for 7 minutes. Walk out and you say that this person won.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like it wasn't fair at all to the artists that paid their money, waited their turn to perform, and got skipped over and then lost.
Mm-hmm.
So when I called it out and I was like, I said it seems like favoritism to me because even after the showcase, we were discussing the winners, and I personally said, I mean, anybody that raps and rolls shouldn't win. And I knew from this person's, I'm not even gonna say this particular person's body language that he wasn't trying to hear nothing that I was saying. Lo and behold, he texted me who the winners were. I was like, okay, I knew you was gonna say that. And then I was like, it seems like favoritism to me. He's like, oh no, it ain't favoritism. I wasn't the only one that decided the winners and blah 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 blah. And we don't have to do this no more. Whoopty whoopty whoop. It's like you calling me janky. All I'm standing on is my word. And I'm like, but they didn't even perform. Yep. They did not even grab the mic, not once. They didn't grab the mic. They didn't have them. They didn't say yo on the mic or nothing. They just walked in. Their music was playing. They danced around and they won. So he was like, "Oh, so they performed last week and lost." I said, even more wise favoritism. You literally just gave them the win because they lost last week. But what about all the people that practiced before they got here? You don't know how long people had to drive to get here. They're having faith in your showcase, hoping that they could get some, publicity or some type of, promotion from you. And you already knew who the winner was before they even got here.
Correct.
So I definitely, it wasn't everybody that, was involved in throwing the showcase, but it was one person in particular. They all decided on the winners, but this one person's attitude, the fact that you would tell me, okay, so I offered to give the winner 2 weeks of streaming on the radio station, right? Yeah. This one particular person would not even promote that. Like, it's like you are in competition with me so bad. These niggas is bitches. So you are in competition with me so bad that you won't even promote streaming for the artist. I'm not. We both have podcasts. I didn't say I'm offering them an interview. There's no conflict of interest here. You don't have a radio station, but you wouldn't even tag me to say, "Oh, this person is offering streaming or whatever." You didn't even tag me. Yes, you let me come in. You let me shout out my business. Thank you for that. But I see how you move. You sipping still. I know you be watching our shows because all this time you ain't been talking about no music business and artists registering their music and all that other stuff. So you come over here, you sipping still. Okay. You copied my Freestyle Friday a while ago. As soon as I stopped doing Freestyle Fridays, you stopped. Okay. But whole time I've been supporting you and your events. I post your events sometimes, I show up, but you could not even for the win. You could not even say, hey, Boss Biz is offering this. That's how I know you in competition with me. I know it's some type of underlying issue. Then when I call you out on favoritism, you tell me I don't have to come out.
Yeah,
Like I
you
thought it
know,
was about the artist. I thought, and I told that person,
it's
I
never
said,
about the artist.
even though I feel like it was favoritism, you chose the winner and it was favoritism, I'm still gonna put their music on the station. Like I'm still gonna promote them because they are talented. But the fact that you were so quick to cut me off, and I'm only here to push the art. I don't get paid to play these artists' music on my station. Like I don't benefit nor lose from helping you. You understand what I'm saying? So it's all, to me, it's all about the artist. So when I come in and I try to collaborate with other DMV influencers and they act like that, I'm like, oh, okay, this ain't no, and I kept telling this nigga, it ain't no competition. If we have one goal, and it's to push our artists in our city, push the DMV artists, that should be the ultimate goal. So if you offer something and I don't offer it, why not us push it together? We're pushing the artists together. But I was offended because I was just like, that was favoritism. You understand what I'm saying? And you're making DMV hoods and news look bad by the way that you run your shit. Because I know this is your doing. I've seen showcases that you've thrown before. People don't really show up. People don't really fuck with you. Let's get this clear. People only fuck with you because you a dick eater of DMV hoods and news.
Hey, go ahead
Okay?
now.
Like, but you'll promote fuckery all day. You'll promote like fuckery all day. But
Right.
couldn't even just simply like, and if I sound bitter because he didn't tag me, I am. Because it's like I'm offering something for the artist, another prize, and you purposely did not tag me. And I don't
Honestly,
like that.
and honestly, this is the new era of eat eat dog. Like it's like swimming in with the sharks who are really guppies, who don't understand what it is and what's going on in the music industry. The sad thing is, I don't even like offering help anymore. It's so scary. And when it comes to platforms, see, this is why I don't call it favoritism, right?
Mhm.
Because a lot of these people, it's not favoritism. It's just their own sneaky process. When you
Mhm.
start researching who be winning a lot of these showcases that is competitions, you start finding out a lot of affiliation.
Yep.
You start finding out a lot of backdoor stuff. I mean,
Mhm.
like I stopped doing showcases, like competition showcases, long ago. And like even when I do shows for my friends and stuff like that, I don't put me in the competition. Don't
Yeah.
even put me on a voting card. Like I don't even want to care about that. I just want to go out and enjoy other artists' music and enjoy
Mhm.
my performance, have a good time, and meet people. The problem is, artists, we have to start taking back our own power.
Mhm.
I mean, going
But
out the joint.
But
Go
that
ahead.
platform, I would say, and like I said, shout out to DMV Hoods and News because honestly, he's trying to promote artists. He has somebody that's pushing him in that direction. We all know he's a blog site, so really, he's just now getting into these artist showcases by way of his dick rider. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, my whole thing with that is don't like be fair. Just be fair across the board. I'm not saying that these winners did not deserve to win. You know what I'm saying? Like if they would have put in more effort. However, just think about the artists that really put in work. Like there was some really talented people in there. And for me to see somebody walk in literally for 6 minutes, don't even grab the mic, and you say this person won, it's like
Well,
to me it was unfair.
when you see
And
that, when you see that type of action, right? Doesn't it say to you, "Oh, he already knew he was doing it"?
yeah, when I got the text, because I was talking about it the day before to somebody else, and I was like, yeah, these people just walked in there, and I bet you they win. You know what I'm saying? And then I get the text, and I'm like, oh, they won. I'm like, what? Like they didn't
Yeah.
even perform. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, okay, yeah, they already. Then when he said, oh, they performed last week and lost, I was like, oh, that makes sense. You're just giving it to them because they lost last. So you told them to show up so they could win. That's how
So,
I'm looking at it.
yeah. So this is a weekly type 4 showcase.
It's a weekly type showcase, and
What's
I
the
have
prize? What was the prize?
an interview from DMV Hoods and News. And like I said, it's not Keto, Big Keto is not him that I'm talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Because he's trying to venture into the music world as opposed to just being a blog site. He really is trying to, I want to say he's really trying to help artists, but I'm not sure
Listen,
because I,
I'm
I
not
just
gonna. I
I
don't want
just
to.
don't
I don't
know.
want to. I don't want to shoot nobody in the foot, right? But it's very limited people out here that's doing it for the artists. Let's just be clear, right? I mean, to do an interview on our show, All we ask is that the artist simply follow us on social media,
Mhm.
like and subscribe down below, watch the show to know what the show is about, and hit the link and hit the link to schedule an appointment, an interview. We simply check it out. We simply get them on here and shed light on them. Now, you on the other hand, you go out to these showcases,
I
you
do.
reach out to these artists that you really think are talented, you lock them in for interviews, you lock them in for other shows in other cities. You do a lot of things without even asking these artists for anything other than whatever someone is telling you about the event is asking you.
Mhm.
So let's talk about really what it is to do it for the artist.
Well,
Now,
let me just say this last thing about this. So I have artists, you know, that follow me and that see what I'm doing. They ask specifically about the showcase, and now I'm in a position like, do I recommend? Do I promote your showcase, knowing that my first time there it was favoritism? Like, do I send people to you? You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in a conflicted position because I don't want to seem like a hater, but I don't know if this is something you do every week. You know what I'm saying? If you guys are just, you know what I'm saying, you already know who you want to win, but you're just telling people to come and pay their money so that you can make a couple of bucks. I don't know if that's what's really going on. So it
right,
kind of, you know, it kind of rubs me the wrong way because I had an artist ask me about that show. And I was like, yeah, you know, so you know, everybody try to get on that show because DMV Hoods and News is the biggest blog in DC. And you know, I don't want to shoot him down because, like I said, the person that I offered the streams, it wasn't him. I was dealing with somebody that's affiliated with him. And let
right.
me just reiterate: people only fuck with you because you're affiliated with DMV Hoods and News. Don't get it twisted, boo. Don't get it. Don't let that shit go to your head. I think he's letting it go to his head. Like for you to tell me, oh, I don't have to come back because I said that. Oh, this looks like favoritism, and I wasn't even rude about it. You could have just been like, no, it's not favoritism.
Boss
You
man's been
know,
bad.
this was just, you know, this was just this one-off situation. You know what I'm saying? And let it be. But the first thing you do is like, oh well, you don't have to know. Then I know for a fact you're doing something wrong.
I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, listen, we can't sugarcoat these situations no more. And like everybody know where I come from. I spoke about it in my Lunch and Cookie song on the new album of Food Getting Rich. I'm a hustler from background. That's my background. I started in the hustle game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, how did that start? Well, always been the middleman, right? It's like, hey, I need something. All right, I got you. I need something. Let me run and get it. I need something, you know? So now when you in your position where you at, everybody's hitting you up. And you're now like a link in a bridge.
I'm not even gonna set nobody up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Honestly, do you need to anymore? It's at the point now where you should be providing all of that platform for artists because it's at a point now where artists need real crusaders,
mm-hmm.
right? Because
Yeah.
honestly, Berry Gordy wasn't the first person in Detroit to try to start a record label.
Mm-hmm.
He was just the first person in Detroit that really was like, look, he's fucking you over. Let me help you out, right? And then, boom. Next thing you know, nobody want to work with all Janky and Janky in them
Well,
anymore.
that's what the guy said to me. He was like, "That's like calling me janky." I said, "Well, if the shoe fits, fucking Cinderella." Like, like no bullshit. Like I do not, and you know me, Six. Like this business is built on integrity. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all like ethics here. Like I'm not with the fuck shit. Like I'm not trying to get over on nobody. I want to make sure that the artist is really benefiting from what they're doing. So when I come and that's why I go and I check out these events, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to post people shit. And then I realized I went to somebody's event and it was like all types of fuck shit. And I was like, oh no, I can't keep posting people shit
Nope.
without see what's going on. So what I do for the artist is I go check out these showcases. I go check out what's going on. And if I see that they're doing, you know, something that's going to be productive for the artist or benefit the artist, then yeah, I'm gonna post it, I'm gonna promote it, I'm gonna send people to you.
Right.
But I can't do that if shit like this is going on. You know what I'm saying? And the winners are extremely talented. Like they are a talented group of people. However, I don't like that arrogance to where like you just come in, you just know you don't even have to try. Like,
Yeah.
what about the artists that really like that was out of breath
But like,
rapping
but see, like, all right, I got let me play devil's advocate. Was there another artist that you felt like should have won solely off of just mere talent, like really was the better artist?
I think there was. I don't really, and that's the crazy part. I don't think nobody. I don't have anybody in mind that was like this person should have won. All I know is that the 5 or 6 people that actually rapped on the mic should have been one of the winners. That's the crazy part about it. I don't have no dog in this fight. And somebody that I fuck with performed. And I could have said, when DMV Hoods and News asked me to pick the winner, I could have just chose the person that I fuck with. But I was like, no, that's not fair. It's not fair for me to pick. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let y'all pick. And I just kept it to myself. But there
Yeah.
were people that actually sang that rap. Like, my whole thing is, you could have just rapped a whole verse. And that's better than you just standing there and your music playing. Like,
Well, I'm
if
not
I
trying
wanted
to be. I'm not trying to be hilarious, but a couple of months ago, maybe, 2 months ago, there was this big showcase I was at, packed with artists, and there was this one artist in particular from B-More
Mhm,
who won the showcase.
mhm.
And I remember specifically, me was the guy
I
that
remember.
said, "Wait a minute, he's lipping. He's just letting the vibe happen." And then he's jumping in with the hook. Come on, like, are we? As that guy
I, re-
can't win.
I
And
remember
I
you
remember at the end of the night
told me
when
that.
he won, I had to concede because the next day I'm looking at the clips on Instagram of all the artists, and I'm like, well, damn, his performance was fucking lit.
Yeah.
No one now we can attest that he wasn't there a week prior.
Yeah.
That was a first time show. And by the time, even though he wasn't rapping it, by the time he got into his hook the second time, he was literally fucking holding his mic out to the crowd, and they were yelling his hook for him. And I was like, wait a minute. He's not rapping it though. He's not rapping.
Yeah. But
It's like, wow.
that was the guy's thing. He was like, "Oh, it was the crowd reaction," and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I posted everybody's performance. Right? And the clip of the winners that I didn't post was the clip. Like, you can literally see people just walking around.
Oh,
No,
somebody go ham.
nobody's paying attention to this group of people that's performing. Like, people were just walking around trying to get drinks. Like, it's not like the whole crowd, like how that performance that you're talking
Right.
about. Even I was in the back, like, screaming that guy's song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This one, it was just like they knew somebody walked them in that was known, and that's what everybody went crazy off of. And then after that,
Yeah.
you could just see people, they lost the crowd.
It's
Because you
crazy.
had your back towards the crowd. First of all, they never turned around and was interactive with they was like, what you be saying? You can't rap for your friends. Like, when you come to a show, it's like they're just rapping to each other. Like,
Yep.
how the fuck do they? You know what I'm saying? But like the
Yep.
person said, you can't judge how other people throw their events, and he's right. You know what I'm saying?
Who said that? Who said that?
The person that told me not to come back.
Oh, I mean,
He
so
said
like,
you can't judge how people have their events, and I'm like, but nigga, you've been doing this for a long time. Like,
let me say like Steve. Let me say like ESPN. Let me say like ESPN real quick. Let me get my ESPN seat off. So honestly, what we have here is people chasing and trying to recover from the pandemic losses. Now, honestly, how much is a DMV Hood News interview? Maybe like $200, $500. What are we talking about for a DMV
I don't know.
interview?
I'm not even sure. And you know what? I'm gonna reach out to him and ask him, because I'm about to go around this person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you in the way, nigga. Honestly, I think you just in the way, and you act like you're really doing this. You're really trying to push artists, but to me, it's like you want to push them and get clout for yourself. And that's not. It's not about us. It's about the artist.
Yeah.
So what I said to myself was, I was like, girl, you don't even. You told me, oh well, we don't have to do this. I didn't even. You're not even a big shot. I can just simply go around you. You know what I'm saying? Because I do have rapport with DMV Hoods and News. You know what I'm saying? So I could just go around you and simply ask him how much is his interviews, how much is his promotion, and push that to the artist myself.
Exactly.
You're in the way. You're in the way, sir. You're in the way.
That's what time it is.
Dick
That's
eater.
what time it is. Like, honestly, like, it's time to start to change the game up for real. It's time to bring things to light, and that's what this show is about today. You know, honestly, because a lot of you artists, like, it's really I'm gonna say our fault because I want to put myself in the pool with y'all because I was there. I swam in the waters, I drank and I ate the food, and I partied as well, right? So it's our fault because, like I tell everybody on this show, in 2006, when I told my pops I want to rap, he said, "If you want to do this, you better read this book."
Mhm.
And then he made the biggest mistake that you could ever do. He drove me to a major studio, and I was already sitting down with artists, already working on projects, already writing. So guess what happened to that book? It got thrown in the back. I never read it. I never read it. 12 years later, I read the book. My life is changed like a light bulb because this game is about knowledge.
Mhm.
Knowledge is power. A lot of you artists would rather lie and cap, steal, kill, instead of just do the real work. The little bit of work that it takes for you to be correct, you rather go all the way around it doing everything else that you see or think somebody's doing. And the crazy thing about it is we all scream this word original. And
Nobody.
honestly, I'm getting so sick and tired of artists lying that it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's why you can't get no quality, right? Because
Yep.
let's just put artists on blast real quick. Do y'all understand that we as people that really care can verify everything and anything that you say? From the
No,
numbers you do,
no, he not light skinned.
from the places you've been, from everything. You know, we can verify it.
Mhm.
Numbers that you're doing is important, but if these numbers don't back up what we see when we see you, then something is wrong. If your music is not backing up what you're talking about, something is really, really wrong.
Mhm.
Like at the end of the day, a lot of y'all say that you're for the people. You saying you making music about how you feel, what you've
Mhm.
been through, but it's sounding kind of familiar, dog.
Mhm.
You know. And honestly, these credits that people keep on lying about, I don't know if they think that coming on this platform
I ain't
and
fucking.
just
I ain't fucking with you today.
nah, listen, I don't know. I don't know if they think coming on this platform and this bombarding a bunch of falseries and falsehoods is going to all of a sudden change your life in the DMV. Because don't think that you're going to come down here and be all in my DMs talking about let's link them in the city after you capped on my show for 2 hours. Which, by the way, will no longer be 2 hours because I can't sit through 2 hours of cappery. You know what? Like, this is going to be the new Gong Show. If you come on here not being real, we're just gonna kick you off the. If you come on here and you're not ready, we gotta kick you off the interview. Like,
Yeah.
listen, I love every single artist out here. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't take yourself serious, then you can't expect anybody else to take you serious. Then you're going to have to expect to walk into a show and be wondering why you didn't win. Now, I'm gonna tell every artist, for one, if you walk into a showcase and you're asking yourself why I didn't win, you already don't know the business. You already don't understand what you really was there for. Because honestly, if you was there to meet DMV Hood News and he's in the building trying to give out an interview, why you ain't over there meeting him?
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
that's one thing that I will say. There was a few artists that actually waited and not waited, but because he was up on stage when he came down, they introduced. I seen a few artists do that, and that speaks volumes because he might remember you. You know what I'm saying? One day, and that just might be it. Or you can still network after you meet him in person. You can
he,
send him a DM and try to you
well,
see what he because he's a great person to me personally outside of the blog fuckery. he's a good person at heart. You know what I'm saying? Like he comes across that way to me. The other person, on the other hand, motherfuckers was talking about him ahead of time, and I don't know why I didn't listen to him, listen to people. Because people were like, oh, no, he a crab, or, you know what I'm saying, whoopty whoopty whoop. And I was like, no, he's about the artist. Whoopty whoopty whoop. Then I see his low-key competition with me, and I'm like, yo, I thought we was supposed to be like supporting one another. You know what I'm saying? Like I fully support you. I thought you would support me as well, but no. All you do is come over here. You sipping still, okay? You dick ride. Your dick.
But how can anybody be in competition with you when you don't do showcases?
Well, first of all, it's the stuff that we do. Like I said, I could peep when you watching me and you start imitating. If this person comes up with a radio station, then you know he's sipping and stealing. Because like I said,
it doesn't matter. I don't care. They can come up with a radio station. They won't have their paperwork route.
It's the fact of that's just like don't if I'm like Sixxcess, you teach me a lot. And what do I say? Oh, thank you, Six. Like I learned a lot from you. Whether I'm copying what you do or I'm writing what you do, at least I gave you your credit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not just over here sipping and stealing, and then I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm original with it. No, you compliment the people that you admire. Sometimes you don't have to always, but don't it shouldn't be no competition. And like Saigon said, y'all, if y'all get a chance, go watch his interview on Black. He was like, niggas are in competition with women, and it shouldn't even it shouldn't even really be like that. If we have one ultimate goal, and I posted that shit on his page, we have one goal to push the artist. It shouldn't be if I offer something that you don't offer, recommend them over here. Like y'all got a larger platform that I don't mind send the artist to DMV Hoods and News or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a platform, but y'all platform reaches, a lot more people. So if people come on my show and they want to get on your show and I have the information, why not recommend them?
Well, it's not a lot more people. It's a different set of people.
Okay.
This world is major. Honestly, I don't look at anybody like they bigger or better. This game is not about competition on the level right here. This is not it. Like I said last week, the competition is the pockets, the money in the pockets. Like I was trying to explain to my guy last week, and his name is slipping my mind. Free Balmain Shorty, and that was a very interesting interview last week, right? Because he said a lot of things in that interview that I really wanted to touch bases on. And what was most interesting was when we touched base on deals and networking and cores and groups and people that are being worked together. You see what I'm saying? Like, honestly, there's a lot of people using affiliations to get what they get, to get what they want to get or serve their alternative motive. But let's just be real. Every affiliation that is used knows what the end game is. They know what they're So I tell every artist, if you admire a person or you are so geeked up to win for a person, you're supposed to be there before that person get there and after that person leave. Because your process of thinking is not really, I want to win for this person. You want that interview.
Yeah.
And you want it for free. Or whatever you paid to do the show. And I get it. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of every artist that stood out there for 2 hours and did their thing. 3 hours, 4 hours. But at the end of the day, we all have to understand that any artist walking into a showcase, you're already selling yourself short with the mentality of, I'm going to win tonight. Winner should be a surprise. I think artists go, it should be a surprise.
I mean, but I don't want to discourage artists from going out and performing, because sometimes like the prizes can really be worth it. Like you never know who's watching, and that's the key thing about it.
I'm gonna tell you, like if the artist is out there killing shows, doing what he gotta do, making noise in that city, these people have to, even though they want to cater to the money, they have to cater to what's hot in order for people to pay them to be on the platform. So if you're doing your thing and making noise and staying according to the plan, they're gonna have to hit you up anyway. You can't be thirsty. Yeah, it's no jumps. It's no shortcuts in this business. Any shortcut, anyone that approaches you with a price to do something, with a competition to do something, that usually causes a price to get you. That's to say, someone says to you, if you do this showcase, you'll be in Double XL magazine. You do this showcase, you'll be in Hip Hop Weekly, or we'll put you on BET. And I've seen a lot of that. You're going to be on the BET Hip Hop Awards if you win this competition. All you got to do is tell all your friends to vote and log in.
Yeah.
And then they send us these bogus ass links that I got to pay $10 to tell them that you're the best rapper that should be on the show. You didn't tell me nothing about this, you know? So I'm like, no, I didn't vote for you, bro. It's $10 to vote for you. If you get it, congratulations, big ups, you know? And then they ready to say, we don't support them because we didn't get them on this BET showcase. Well, my friend, everyone I know that got on BET, nobody told me that their friends paid for them to get on it. BET wants you on it. When you hot, you on it.
Yeah.
If you killing stuff in your city, you're on it. But what do most of y'all do? Let's just be real. We talked about this 2 weeks ago. You stay clicked up. You want to stay in one club every Thursday, and then we'll see you until next Thursday. Yep. And it's like, nobody fuck with me. Well, where did you go? No, what do you mean?
Mm-hmm. You got to move around. You got
every show is not a competition, but they jump on them competitions because of big egos and cap, and because honestly, no one has a friend like me. I have friends that used to tell me, "No, this is trash, bro. No, this record is no good." You know, and a lot of people don't have that. Not right now. But I started in 2006, 2007 when everything was ruthless. You know, now it's just, hey, I got a song on Spotify. Damn, I didn't even know you rapped. You didn't even tell me you rapped, and you got a song on Spotify. You got a song on Apple Music. Then when I hear it, it's poorly mixed, it's poorly mastered, it's poorly arranged.
Let's get into that. So I received a DM, and I don't know if this artist is sending it to everybody, but they sent the video, and then it says like and share or get unfollowed. But what if you don't like it? And my whole thing is, I'm like, you're threatening people with unfollowing them. But what if they really like what if they don't like it? Honestly, what if it's not even
Jezabel? I left this show from 2 Chainz Club. Shout out 2 Chainz Club on a Wednesday night. And it was like 3:00 in the morning. And I had to call my mother and hope that she answered the phone. She didn't answer, but I had to send her "I love you" text message because the artist got up there and performed. I got the hottest record in the city right now. And if you don't fuck with it, you don't love your mother. And then I'm hearing the record and I'm drinking my margarita and I'm telling all my friends, I'm so conflicted right now because I love my mom, this record not so much. By the end of the record, I knew that I had just denounced my mom. In that very second, I had just given up all my love for my mom and I had to go fight for it back.
No.
And I don't know who that artist was. I don't remember anything from him, not a name or anything, but that utter disrespect. What we should do is cancel him for that rally call. You know, like since we're able to cancel people for their rally calls, we should cancel them for that. But I don't understand this. Like,
I was surprised when I got to see. I was like, well, should I unfollow you right now? Because you know, like I was like, should I? I didn't even listen to it yet, but I was just like, just me opening. I was like, I didn't take it personally, thank God, because I would unfollow the fuck out your ass.
Listen,
like, I don't care.
So I had to reach out to my mom immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like artists gotta understand your style creates a lot of things in your element. You know what I'm saying? If you come up to me and you tell me that you an R&B singer, then I expect to hear that track. You know what I'm saying? Like with some melody on it. I was in this review group, and this young lady got in there, and I just had to simply tell her that could use some auto-tune, and you might want to work with some people that also lyrics. You know, it's nothing wrong with that analogy, because if you say you want to be a serious artist, you gotta take this really serious. You can't say that. You can't walk up and ask yourself, is this record? I'm in the R&B world. Will this compete with Summer Walker? Would this compete with a Kelly Rowland? Would this compete with an Ashanti record? Would this compete with a goddamn Anne Marie record? You know what I'm saying? No matter how big, no matter how small, would this compete? And honestly, if you in the rap game, when there's 1,000 of us a day being made, some of us dropping an album, which an album can have anywhere between 4 to 10 to 20 songs on it. And if you think that you want to drop something unmixed when there's 1,000 to 2,000 mixed quality songs to listen to, you best to think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, because honestly, in the rap game, it's job messed up. Like, I want to tell y'all honestly, Sean, you get one opportunity.
Yep.
And sometimes if you're not willing to go in the long haul, it takes years to revamp that opportunity, because you got to hope that everyone disappeared and now you got some new people to look at. Yep. Because honestly, all those old people that used to take you seriously, all that used to take you as a joke, all they're going to do is see if you're still surviving. And if you are, they may give it a listen, and then maybe you'll win them back. But that takes years of work. Once you mess up, it takes years to fix yourself as a rapper. An R&B artist, once you mess up, you're done. Like, there is no second chances for R&B artists. Once they figure out you can't sing, rock-a-bye, baby.
Definitely.
And definitely if you can't write. And I'm sorry that I gotta be blunt like this with y'all, because I love every last person that goes out, follow their dreams, and try to make everything happen. But at the end of the day, there's workshops for everything. Mm-hmm. There was this one lady that says, I want to write jingles and commercials, but I want to take voice lessons first. No one would help me. I had to respond to her. Can you write? Can you really write though?
What does she mean no one would help you? You could pay for voice lessons.
Listen, let's just talk about the fact that, I don't even want to address the fact that you could pay for voice lessons, because that would address something totally different. Like, you don't even want to start paying for voice lessons if you can't write. And if you can write, voice lessons is the least of your worries, because there's auto-tune, Melodyne, and all types of voice autocorrects in today's industry. So,
see, I don't like that though, because then when I come to see you live, you sound like shit because you had all that extra help on the record.
Well,
so I'm one of those people, like, I'm not, if you got to add all of that stuff to your sound, then you might as well just quit.
Well, you ain't going to see a jingle artist. You ain't going to see a jingle or commercial artist live.
Okay. So it's just, okay. I thought you were saying, like, in general, like, that was just something, one of the things this person wanted to do.
Yeah, no, this person just wants to do jingles and commercials. So, yeah. And, of course, now listen. The thing about an artist that can't do it live, as long as they can perform their ass off, right? Because that's where they fall off. They don't know how to perform either. They stand up there, break them corny ass notes, and they're looking at the ground, and they can't project to the artist, to the crowd, and they can't get incorporated because they're not even confident in their own vocals, right? And why? Because we're in a world now where friends are not real anymore. Friends don't support. Friends don't tell you, yo, that's good, that's bad. And we're in a world where they sit there, and this is how they look and see if their record is good. Still no views today. Still no streams today. I know. Listen to my record, y'all. Listen to my record. They on Facebook and Instagram DMing you, goddamn, in your DMs. Like, I get those messages and I'm like, what? I don't like that. I'm like, post it on your
I would check it out. Because some people I'm not following, and they will send me their music, and I just click on it, see what's going on. If I like it enough, then I'll follow you. You know what I'm saying? I'll put some comments on your page. But for me, I kind of like that, because I'm too busy to be out here really seeking, even though I do seek sought out artists, but I am really busy, so I might not come across your shit.
Yeah. See, me, I'm totally different, right? Like, I'm always looking like for new talent. I'm always looking for hot music, and I'm always on every artist story. I'm always on every artist's page. So if I hear something, 9 times out of 10, if I like it, I've already heard it. So when you DMing me, I'm asking myself, wait a minute, where was my fucking good morning? Where was my hello? Where's my how you doing? Like anything.
That's why I was saying this one DM that I got, that's the first rude DM that I've got from an artist. Most of the time they be like, hey, how you doing? Please check this song out if you get some time.
I gotta be buttered up. I gotta be buttered up for weeks. I gotta be groomed for weeks. You gotta be like this. You gotta be like this. Hey, good show today. Your show was great Monday. I like your last record. Check out my record. I'm like, oh, I'll check it out. This nigga was.
But if they just say, good morning, Six, could you check this out?
I'm like, good morning, Six. Who check it out? Where was my butter up? Where's my butter? Where was my tell me? What was my day about yesterday? Did you check on me? Did you check on me? Did you care about little old me? You just want to jump on my little inbox. Why? Because you looked at my page and saying I'm popping. You didn't even ask me how about get popping. You just want to jump on and think that I got time to look at your video or check out your link. And then the worst part about it is when I finally get around to it, it's got an alligator mouth. or been out for months, and you shared it to me like it's brand spanking new.
Now, I definitely, before we move on, I want to get back to let's talk about performing, because you have a different perspective of performing than I do. Like I think a little bit. I want artists to really put in work. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like, yeah, if you are going to lip sing, like make it look like you're not lip sing. You understand what I'm saying? At least try.
At least Ashley Tisdale.
I don't believe artists should be coming out performing in fucking basketball shorts and flip flops. Like presentation is everything. Like
everybody think they J. Cole, huh?
I'm sick of it. Like even still, like if it's just poor. Like it's just poor like when you present yourself like you're really at a concert. Like you really want people to, because honestly, if I see you and you look like you just jumped out of a trash can, like I'm start paying attention to something else, unless your lyrics or your song or your beat really catches my attention for me to pay you any attention.
You want me to tell you what's messed up though?
Everything.
You want me to tell you what's messed up though? They are performing like they at a concert. The sad thing is they never been to one, so they think it's their concert, and that's the reality of what their concert would look like, and that's why ain't nobody booking them. That's their fault, because you put on a show. It's like, yo, I say one artist who literally wouldn't perform until he ripped off his shirt. And he really just thought that was like the thing to do, because that's what artists do, what he thought was the thing. And I was like, bro, this is a club. Put your damn shirt on. Like,
it depends on if his body was ripped or not.
Well, listen, honestly, you in a showcase. You are in a showcase with all rappers. And it's all men rappers in here. Like, nah, put your shirt on, bro. Like, put your shirt on and do your thing. Like, or get out. Go down to the strip club. Rose Cafe was doing shows. You can go in there and get your shirt off, and all them ladies in there probably love it. Make you a few dollars. But guess what we didn't do? We didn't love it. So
do you feel like presentation is everything? Because I know I gave my perspective on it, but like, do you feel like artists, you know what I'm saying, it's okay to lip sing? One, I'm okay with it if you really look like you're performing.
Listen, I'll be like, somebody just want ham in there, but I would tell you like this: presentation is the one thing that separates us, right? I tell everybody there's workshops on how to perform. There's workshops on zones that you're supposed to hit, timing of a record. But let's just be real. A lot of these artists can't rehearse. They can't get to a rehearsal spot. They work 9 to 5s, and no shot at 9 to 5s or nothing like that. But they work 9 to 5s. Sometimes they work 10 to 6s and shit like that. So now they rush into the show, then they don't really know what the heck is going on. They finding out what song they're going to perform on the fly because they're trying to email a record to the DJ, So, but again, that's because there is no quality shows demanding this.
Let me just address that. Now, Nate Skywalker, I must say, the couple of times I've seen him perform, he actually performs. This nigga does backflips and
I'm about to say
shit.
that fool flipped
Like
off the
he,
stage, but
yeah, he flipped.
I was
He
like,
fucking gets. He really like move. Like he really performs. Now, as far as him, singing on the mic, I don't know because it looks like he's always performing. So I do want to give Nate Skywalker his props because he's a great. I think he's a good performer.
listen,
Personally,
I mean,
he puts on an act. Like he really goes above and beyond, especially that Mario. Oh gosh,
listen,
he forced me
I
to
hate
run
when we
into
do
that
this.
Mario
Yeah,
song.
I hate when we do this because, like, honestly, like, I'm not gonna sit up here and I don't want to give out no promo, but all right, yeah, there we go. But the performances is one thing for sure, right? The performances is one thing before. But let's talk about let's not. It's not just about it's these records too. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, a lot of these people think that these records be hits, and they don't be hits at all. They be no's. They be uh-uhs. You know what I'm saying? And you can't keep on taking the word of that promoter who you're paying $20 a week to come in there. You know what I'm saying? Or that guy that you're following around.
He gonna
Like,
be like, "Your shit fire, bro. See you next week."
yeah, like you can't keep on doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gotta realize, take things for what they are. Like, some of these records are not hot, and you can't keep on performing these records. Records got a 2-week shelf life before we like. If we're not already singing along with it, we don't like it. Don't keep performing it every damn month. We don't want to hear it no more. Don't you tweet to me that the video is out if I didn't like it in the club.
But the video might make you like the song even more.
You know
Because
what?
like I
You
said,
know what?
there was this one song that I swear I did not like it, but this guy performed it so much. And every time I went to a show, he was there performing the song that I actually started singing it one day. Like, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't even like this song, you
No,
know? But
I'm gonna start reporting this terrorism. That's what I'm gonna start doing.
reporting it as terrorism.
Because it's when you terrorizing my day with stuff like that, I gotta report it. I'm tired of it. It's I did not know, y'all, that we blew this whole year away. We BS'd it. It's almost over.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we got what? 3 more shows after today, and then we getting ready for one more month in it. So I mean, come on, guys. I don't know the math, and that was like 16 more shows of this year. That's like the NFL season right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're literally on an NFL season of these shows, and I don't want y'all to go into 2022 still talking crazy when people ask you what you working on. I don't expect you to say, I ain't ready to reveal that just yet. When people ask you, do you have any shows? I don't expect you to say, well, I ain't doing anything right now. When we ask you, what are you working on? We don't expect you to say, you're just trying to, make it. Just trying to get in the studio, trying to find people to work with. Well, we trying to figure out what you're doing on this radio show. Why you hit the link? Mm-hmm. You ain't got no music to promote us, to tell us where to go, what's out, you know what I'm saying? Because honestly, it is good to come on here and talk about what you got coming out and what you're working on, but at least have a damn date so we can be excited about the job. I mean, don't come on here telling me I'm working on 2 singles. I'm in the studio with Mike Will Made It. I'm in the studio with 2 Chainz. I'm in the studio with Michael Jackson and Tupac. With Dr. Dre and I'm working with Pharrell and Kanye West came to my house last night and we just made some banging ass beats. So I got something dropping. I just don't know when yet. Don't tell me that. Mm-hmm. Like, come on, don't hit the link until you're ready. Yeah. Because honestly, I'm gonna get on this joint and be like, "Oh, you serious?" Mm-hmm. Honestly, I'm gonna call it. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have to start hitting the button because there's real artists out here that I've researched a lot of, right? And I'd rather sit on here and give y'all the game. Like, all right, why aren't y'all outperforming? An artist asked me today, well, not today, this week. He asked me, "How can I start?" increasing my stock on my records. I said, well, you need to put together a tour. You need to go on tour. Like, you go to work every day. You go to work every day for a paycheck. Okay?
But you
And
want to
that's
be a. eh, Let me just let you finish.
but
I'm
you
getting
work one
frustrated.
day, you work one day a week and expect to get paid as an artist. Or let's just be real, one day a month, most of y'all. Because I don't see y'all out performing every week either.
And I don't expect artists to quit your jobs to pursue your career. But how far do you actually think you're going to go when you're restricted to only maybe a day or two a week off work? How are you going to really get your like? Yeah, social media is cool, but everybody ain't checking for you. And I say this to say, if you don't get out there and get outside of this area and push your shit, how do you expect your following to grow? Because
Listen,
let's just be real. Me
but then you
personally, I don't
but then you
promote
yelling
social
you want to
media.
own your masters and your rights and that's why you're not signed because the industry is gonna screw you over. And I'm sitting here like, oh, what? What are you talking about? The industry's gonna screw you over? No, the industry is gonna be the last thing to screw you over, my friend. You're screwing yourself over because I don't know what industry that you want. If you said to yourself, I want to be a chef. Now, if you go to work at IHOP, yeah, you can just apply IHOP to be a chef. They're going to hand you a little book. You ain't got to really know nothing. But you're subjected to the IHOP way,
Yep.
right? That's what you are. You're subjected to the IHOP way. You ain't no chef. They already got the game plan. You just cook.
Don't
You,
downgrade them
but
IHOP chefs.
I
How
will. I
dare
will
you?
downgrade them because if they try to tell you come to their restaurant at 1348 Good Hope Road and you pull up in this IHOP, you're gonna be a little upset.
I am. I'm gonna be like, what? I don't even like. Oh,
He'd be like, nah, but I make the best tutti frutti restaurant Rudy's.
nope. I'd rather go to Waffle House.
Exactly. Listen. I already told you. You see, you like to fight. You like violence. Every day you wake up now. Listen. How many more days are we in on your fast here?
I got 10 more weeks. I think I did 2 weeks with no weed, and this shit is making me mean. Like, I think I actually like the sober me because when I smoke, I'm more passive, so I don't say too much. But
Yeah.
now that I'm sober, like I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want to say. Like, there's no like, oh well, it might hurt somebody's feelings. No, like it is what it is, and I'm really loving this.
Yeah.
That because I'm like this usually, even when I'm smoking, I'm still straightforward. But a lot of shit I don't see because I'm high. But
Yeah.
right now, I'm like radars is on. Like it is
See,
what it is.
me, I stay high, right? I'm like, I stay high all day long, right? And that helps me elevate my mind to a point where I'm in tune to the BS, but able to walk around it.
See,
Now I'm able to look through it and be like, I got it.
I'm trying to debo through that shit. Fuck that shit.
So like, listen,
I
like,
might not ever stop smoking weed again because I'm loving this. I'm loving it. And you know what? I know a lot of things that I say may rub people the wrong way. But I'm not being malicious. Like I'm a straightforward person. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
yeah,
not really being malicious. So
yeah,
people can't take constructive criticism. And I'm gonna go back to that shit. Like if somebody is just being like my opinion is my opinion. You don't have to like it. You know what I'm saying? You could just simply say, okay, well, that's what you think, whatever.
I
But
mean,
don't
like,
take it personally.
the sad thing is they can't keep inviting you to places and asking you to judge and expecting you to not judge. And what the fuck is going on? Listen, don't invite me to judge an event and expect me not to judge the entire event. That's why I don't judge events anymore.
Mhm.
Like I did that one time, and they brought me into the group, and it was an event that I won't say, but they called me into the group, and they was like, "All right, so who you think won?" And I was like, "Man, him right there, he had the best performance. Then it was him, and then it was her." They was like, "What about the guy in the back of the corner?" I said, "Well, what about him? I mean, it wasn't no good. He got 8 people with him though, and they all stayed the whole show and bought bottles in the section." I said, "Oh, that's what we're rewarding?" I said, "Well, shit, I didn't know it was about who bought the most bottles, but
Or
I guess
but who
I
stayed
guess he
the
did."
Like, okay, you know what I don't like about rapping and rolling? A lot of you artists ain't big enough to rap and roll. Like, what the fuck are you coming in like you fucking Jay-Z and Drake? You're not. We don't
No
know who the fuck
artist.
you are. We don't know who you are. So you're rapping and you're rolling, which affects the last artist performing. And that's what I don't like. Because that last artist that performed is performing in front of nobody because everybody done rolled out. But the winner already left. So no.
This may hurt. I mean, no artist in a showcase is good enough to rap and roll. Oh. I mean, honestly, if you walk in a showcase, you're in a position where you have to be there.
Unless you were booked, unless you were paid to perform ahead of time, then you could rap and roll like like how Lil Durk and Moneybagg do. They come to Bliss at 1:30, they rap and they roll. You know why? Because they got a check for it. But when you out here and you really trying to push your shit and you're part of a show, who the fuck knows who you are? Like it was a two people that performed, and I had to say on my page, somebody tagged them because they performed and rolled out. Like who the fuck are y'all?
The day that group that we're talking about, or any other groups that's on that level, get a Moneybagg Yo or Lil Durk and them to walk into a Pure Lounge or Red Lounge or anything like that, the day that happens, I promise y'all this: I will deactivate every last one of my accounts and start my name over as John Jinker Hammerschmidt, and I will never rap again. I will strictly stick to media, and I will only talk about how wrong I was, and the world is changed and shifted. And I'll do that from a bunker. And I also go to CB recognition, and I also will no longer show my face, because the day that you get Lil Durk and Moneybagg Yo in a Red Lounge, Pure Lounge, or anything like that at a showcase, I promise you, the world is ending and Armageddon and medias are starting to come down. So I will find my bunker and get safe for the fallout, right? And not come out for 30 to 40 years until I know that the world is no longer nuked and oxygen free, because that will never happen. Listen, there's reasons why these things won't never happen, because honestly, these clubs are not in the event business. They're in the lounge and hang business. However, you're in a city of hungry people, and you're in also a working city. The DMV is a working city where people get up and go to work every day, take care of their kids. Hell, some of the people, they got kids at 16 and taking care of their kids, right? So it's not catered. The clubs and the nightlife is not catered to survive off just catering to the party goers. So what do? They have to ask these promoters who come in with the idea, I can sell out your club, I can fill out your venue. And for real, y'all see these clubs, they're the size of a living room. I mean, my house is bigger than some of these clubs. So 30, 40 people in the joint, y'all lit, you know? So, and that's all the clubs ask for. But when it's 30, 40 people in that joint that don't drink, that's why they're yelling like, come on, get drinkers in here, because this is how we make our money. But these club promoters are selling these drinks because they know that the reality is these clubs in the DMV are hurting because they're not event centers. They're not catered to that. You know what I'm saying? They can't bring in 50, 60, 100K on one night. They have to thrive on that, try to do that a month in a 2-month span. So no, they're gonna cater to the sharks. And that's why I tell every single artist, get your own shows together, because y'all should understand this same theory, this same logic. It's these clubs need us. That's why they let y'all come in there. That's why they let y'all stand out front and smoke. That's why they let y'all rap all night. And that's why you see the same few people and you ask yourself, damn, it's dead, but they still doing it. They back here. Why? Well, if you know more than 10 people and that event keep having 9 people in there, do your own event. Hit the club up.
They're not going to do their own. They're not going to do their own events because a lot of artists are just capped. Like, that's what I'm saying. What the fuck are you rapping and rolling for? Like, like you can't even. And a lot of people, and I'm not gonna say that they can't bring out a crowd, but they don't want to do the work of promoting themselves and throwing their own shows and reaching out to their fans and their followers that really admire their music and inviting them out to see them.
Man, let me tell y'all the worst thing a club can show me. The worst thing a club can show me is that they are happy and content with 1 or 2 people being in there every night partying. That's the worst thing that they can show me. Because all I smell is bucks. Let me tell you why. Because, A, I know that if this club is happy with letting these people come in here with 2 people every Monday, then they'll be happy with me bringing in 20 people every Monday. Mm-hmm. They'll be happy with me bringing in 3 people every Monday. Right? I mean, the reality of it is, this is a competition. This is dog-eat-dog world. And you got to start showing yourself that you in the game. But let's just say you say, all right, I can do it on a Tuesday. I can do it on a Wednesday. Surely I can do better than 2 people on a Monday.
Yep.
So now you don't have to worry about rapping and rolling. Now you're up there doing your whole set for your friends. Mm-hmm. I mean, hey, I don't want to keep on telling y'all what to do, but I'm telling y'all this is how it's done. I mean, every rapper that you admire started out performing for, his set group, his block, not his family and friends. Like, no, you got to take over your block. Like, I keep saying to y'all, this is the streets. This is hustling. Business. Did y'all see one of the most richest men in the world say that drug dealers are more equipped to run this world than a college graduate? He said this, and this was Elon Musk, not me. Elon Musk said this. Now, honestly, I was given the Troll of the Year award on Old Book. Now, I am happy about this because in high school, I did try to get the class clown. It was close, though, because my twin was also going for the award. So once he told me that he was going for the award, I kind of backed off of it a little bit. And I just was like, you know what? I don't need it. I don't want that award. I never made it in the book. I never actually got picked for anything. Most studious, most class, most funniest, smile, anything, right? Mm-hmm. So when someone said to me, I won the Troll of the Year award, I almost cried. This morning, I almost cried. And then, I think that I want to tell y'all, I think that I'm the reason that Facebook and Instagram is down, because I was receiving nothing but love this morning. Like literally, y'all, this morning I woke up on Facebook and Old Book, they had given me the award, and I was like, oh, thank you. Proud. I reshared it and I felt good about it. Then I got on my Instagram and Scott Storch was in my DMs, and y'all don't know who Scott Storch is, and that's probably because you old or been under a rock or you ain't really serious about the music business. But he was in my DMs, and I got a chance to send him off those messages, right? And then I got online to brag about it and really like to talk about how good God has been. Then I threw on one of the Donda records, and then I tried to make my post. Don't forget to tune in at 5 because I'm going in live. And that thing is still telling me try to post.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on with that.
So I know what time it is. I know what time it is. It's good. The good is getting good, and the gotten is getting gotten.
They should be sued for this outage today because they're affecting a lot of people's businesses and promotion.
They know what they're doing,
and that's not fair. They should definitely be sued.
Well, like I'm gonna tell all you artists, today is the day to. She said Scott old enough. Today is the day to cap away, guys, for one last time. This is the day for you to tell anybody that can't get on Instagram and see your stuff and cap away. Clean yourself up, because after today, I don't want to see it no more. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you can't keep saying things and act like people don't know how to use Google.
But if they believe it, they're hoping you believe it too.
Well, see, the thing about believing is like all you need is like the faith mustard seed thing. You know what I'm saying? But you're talking things into existence, and you have to say it like that, right? It's like a way to do that. Like, man, like I'm gonna get this record with 2 Chainz. Like, I'm gonna get this record with Kanye. You can't say I dropped a record with 2 Chainz or I dropped a record with Kanye. You can't say that. You know, you can't say that. You can't, listen, you cannot say that. You can't say I'm on tour right now and I'm killing it right now and I'm doing all these shows right now and you're not posting no footage from a show, leaving a show, going to a show, wardrobe check, drip check, nothing about the show, nothing. We can't even get a goddamn glimpse of how the show was last night. Listen, and I understand half of y'all being embarrassed, so you don't want to show that the show had nobody in there. But it's okay. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's about we got to know you working because you were happy about posting your video at work. And that's what I know you do. There's a guy right now, and I love him to death. Shout out my boy Willie. You know, shout out my boy Willie. But I asked him. I said, hey, make sure you tune into the show, bro. You know, you can watch it on YouTube. You can just listen on. You know what I'm saying, shit like that. He says, I gotta work. I said, whoa. I thought you had a record label. He says, I do. I said, how you got a record label when you at work? Like, what you mean? You should be able to pull up YouTube right there on your phone. Like, what you mean? I finds out he a compliance officer. Now, nothing wrong with that. But I'm like, that's what you should be promoted. Because if you can't do nothing because you at work, then that's what you should promote.
But you,
I don't want to hear you
every time you say that, I just get frustrated because a lot of people miss so many opportunities. Like, you know, I know an artist that was offered to be taken on tour for free. Like somebody was really going to take him from city to city, get him radio promo and all types of stuff.
And why he
has a job, and he's only off 1 or 2 days a week. And it's like, who's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they're trying to take you on tour for like 2 weeks or, you know, a whole week, like take you from city to city, like, what are you gonna use your vacation days? Like, and it's frustrating because you miss out on so many opportunities. If the record label, I think, was that you that said that last week? If they call you today and they're like, hey, you know, we need you to be, you said that last week. Somebody call you and they're like, hey, the record label's like, hey, we need you to be here next Wednesday or in 2 days. And you're like, oh, I gotta take off of work, and how do you like?
Look, true story. I had a record label, a major record label, called me 2 years ago, and they said to me, "Hey, where you at? We want to meet with you today." And I said, "Oh, I'm in Maryland." They said, "Well, how fast can you get to Atlanta? Because we want to meet with you." I said, well, let me call you right back. You know, hung on the phone with them, and the head label called me back. You know, and they're like, look, they really want to get you down here. How fast are you gonna get on the plane so we can make sure that everything is taken care of? And I'm like, oh, I gotta find somebody. I got my daughter. Hold on 1 second. You know, I'm gonna get everything straight. I got my daughter. The wife's at work. It was like, man, you know, this is a big opportunity. You want to get here today. You know, like it's like you don't want to waste the time with this. So naturally, hey, by the time I got the wife off work and all this other stuff, it was over. You know, the excitement was done. And now you got the CEO calling me, and he's like, man, I don't get you DMV cats. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said to me. He said, I don't get you DMV cats. He said, all y'all the same way.
Nobody want to leave.
He said, if I would have told you that I was flying you out and stuff like that, you probably would have got here. If I'd have told you I was paying for everything your way, you probably would have got here. He said, all I asked you to do was get to Atlanta, and I had a deal for you on the table, and you couldn't even do it. He said, I probably will never offer you one again. And I said, well, I don't even care. You know? You know,
yeah.
I think if it's meant to be, it'll be.
That, yeah, but even still, that still, like, you're right. But if you're really trying to get to where you need to go, like in your music career, you're going to have to make sacrifices.
I'm completely wrong in that mentality of if it's meant to be, it'll be. I was completely wrong. Like I had to somehow make myself believe that in that situation, I did everything that I could have done to secure that deal. And I didn't. I made every excuse in the world on why it couldn't happen. You know, and that's not just me. That's every artist who really want something so bad and it'd be too good to be true, or be too right there in front of you that you rush, or that you don't pay attention, or that you miss it. And honestly, missing it is the most scariest part, because anything that you miss, I hate to say it, but you might not be able to go back and get it.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. I can't.
You know, like once you miss an opportunity, you may not get it back. Some things happen for a reason. Some things just simply don't line up with who you are and what you are. Some things God will show you, or powers that be will show you to show you that you're on the right course. And things will happen to let you know that, okay, maybe right now, just at this moment, it's not for me, but I'm on the right path. As long as you're starting to see the things in front of you that says this is what I am every day, then you know you're on the right path. I mean, you can't be sitting there like, I want to get a record deal, but every day you're walking past, nobody with a deal, nobody's making music, nobody's talking about music, nobody's working on music, nobody's in the course. Like, nah, you gotta start walking past people that's like in the radio, in the media, doing music, producers, songwriters. Because when you walking by them every day and you saying, oh, let's work. Oh, I got this. Oh, I got that. Nothing can happen but elevation. When you walk past people that's gonna do this, all they're gonna do, if you walk past everybody that got a job, they're gonna try to get you to work with them. My job hiring, or my job ain't hiring. And usually if their job paying a lot of money, they're going to tell you their job is not hiring. Nobody that makes a lot of money comes to you and say, yo, my job's hiring, bro. Come get a job. It's always the people that make a little bit of money always telling you that their job is hiring. I don't know why they want to get you in there so bad. Maybe they get a promotion or an employee type of, finder's fee or whatever, like putting people on the slave ship fee or whatever. But whatever the case may be, no one invites you to where the money is. Why is that? Why is that? It's not weird. It's not weird. It's not weird. I ask myself that every day.
That's really a good question. I'm gonna have to refresh my browser, y'all, because I don't know what's up with my camera. You can hear me, Six? Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
You can hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. Jezabel has entered the danger zone. But I'm trying to tell y'all some real stuff. Like as an artist, it was way harder trying to walk in so many lights. When I was a promoter, I put myself way to the back. However, I always ran everything how I wanted it ran. And a lot of people don't understand, like, I used to do full-blown concerts, 2-hour concerts by myself, and maybe bring in 2 or 3 opening acts. But I would open the show, let the acts perform in between sets, and do 2-hour performances. That's
so
literally.
I can't get my camera to load back up. It's saying something about Skype and Facebook being down or some bullshit like that. And I'm like, I'm not even on fucking Skype. But as long as you can hear me, we should be fine. My bad, y'all. Okay.
It's good. As long as you ain't back there backsliding on us and breaking your fast.
No.
That was so weird last week. He was smoking a blunt. He didn't want us to see him smoking a blunt.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, I guess that's because, he's on his mental health and like real spiritual things. So I respect that. But
but didn't God make the earth?
Don't do that. Don't do that because
weed come from the earth? And wasn't that?
It says anything. It says everything except the tree in the middle, and there ain't nowhere in hell that it was a big ass tree of weed in the middle of the garden. I tell you that, and there's nowhere in hell that Eve would have been able to pluck that and take it to Eve and let him eat Adam and make him eat that without knowing. He would have smelt it around the corner. He'd be like, "Did you touch that goddamn tree?" Because I'm sure in the Garden of Eden they had some good cast, but that's neither here nor there, and I'm not trying to get struck down for that. So
I didn't know that that's what was going on. I thought he just had bad connection because he was screaming at us. He was like, "Can you hear me?" I was like, "Jesus!"
Well, I think that when he started, he had good connection when he was in his place of darkness. He said. But it was when he walked outside to start smoking his J. All I was hearing was like. I'm like, maybe it wasn't a J. Maybe I don't know. Let me stop. Yeah, this is
but so you can't make gospel rap and smoke weed?
man. Some of the best gospel artists I know. I know they got weed. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know
I
that.
don't know nothing about that. I know some of the best gospel artists in the world that smoke weed. But what I do know is that I'm trying to tell y'all artists like some real like knowledge on how to move out here, because like honestly, like you can't keep saying you do something and all we see is the complete opposite. It's scary. It's actually disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like disgusting. It's all right. It's all right. Everybody knows. It's disgusting. Like you can't sit up this journey. Like honestly, listen. I respect the man that works. I'm not telling you I don't work, but I'm telling you, if you give that man 8 hours, you have to give yourself 8 hours or 10. And if you willing to, and if you willing to be hungry, you got to sometimes give yourself more hours to accommodate for the hours that you giving somebody else. Because if you're making somebody else's dreams happen, it's cool. But you not making yours happen, that ain't cool. That ain't fair. By no shape, form, or fashion. And I'm only telling you this because I love you. Because see, I've done every single job I think known to man, from janitorial to GM of a company to facility coordinator to business coordinator to books and record keeping. I've done every job you can name. I don't think there's any job that I haven't done in this world. And the sad thing about it is I talk about it on my album, you know, on the way to a milli. But I took a lot of jobs in this course to try to figure out what my place was, and nothing ever stuck. No job ever stuck. No job was for me. You know what I'm saying? Not that I didn't do the job. Some of them I lasted a year. Some of them I lasted 2 years. None of them I don't think I ever lasted more than 2 years at a job. Never lasted more than 2 years at a job. And I think I only lasted at one job 2 years. The rest of them was like a year. A little under a year. Some 2 weeks. My fastest job was 15 minutes. I actually got one job, and then they sent me over to orientation. And as soon as I walked in the door, I was like, nope, not for me. Sorry. Thank you. Gotta go.
I've only like walked out on I think one job, and that was like CVS. They'll never hire me again. But that's simply because I just couldn't sit there. I mean, I'm a friendly person, but they had me working self checkout, and I just was like, this ain't like I didn't go to school for this bullshit. Yeah, and I literally, that's the first time I ever like took my shirt off right then and there, handed it to the manager. I said, "Thank you so much for this opportunity, but I just can't do this."
Listen, look, I was a seafood manager, and I didn't know nothing about seafood at all. I was like, all I knew was crab legs. Like that's all I knew. Crab legs. Crab legs. You know, the whole department went down. The whole department self-destructed in a week because I didn't even know how to order food.
Yeah.
I thought Safeway did it. I thought Safeway ordered the food. They said, you the seafood manager. I said, well, shit, this ain't my store. Why the fuck I gotta make sure it's stocked? It's my job to make sure it look good. Y'all supposed to provide the food. I said, well, crab legs. But hey, I quit several jobs. You know, like, I walked out the military, y'all, when they wasn't playing ball.
Nah, now that's crazy.
15 days.
What would make you do something like that?
15 days. I gave him 15 days of me. You know?
But so you just said fuck the benefits, huh?
Yeah, definitely. It wasn't about, see, like the thing about it is, what are benefits? Just in case things happen?
Yeah.
But we live every day and nothing happens. And the reality of it is, if I need benefits, I could just pay for them.
Yeah.
So why should I be conflicted to someone holding me in a position for some benefits that I may or may not use? There are people that work 15 years, 20 years, and never, ever get sick every day.
Okay, now that's bizarre.
Like it gets really crazy when we start thinking about what is this that we're trying to do. Well, we're doing nothing no different than what the man that we're working for set out to do 10 years ago, and he gives it to us in this little manual, and it reads the about us section.
Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna listen. I understand you fashion moguls out there. You know that all y'all guys that make shirts and stuff. Y'all do y'all game plan. How y'all do y'all game plan? I don't know how to sell those shirts. You know, I'm not gonna recommend y'all. You know, y'all gotta pimp somebody. You know, y'all gotta get your inventory in somehow. I don't know how you gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't ask me. But what I can tell you about you artists is you have to work. It's called, being an artist. That's your job. Putting in the work.
I had to change my avatar, y'all, so y'all can know who's talking. Like, it's me. But no, did you have you gotten into the I don't want to say this word, but the fuckery that's been going on between Freddie Gibbs, Dr. Umar, and Mike Tyson?
I haven't.
Well, I'm a huge Dr. Umar fan.
With his two wives.
Yeah, he said he could only have two. But basically he's trying to go 5 rounds with Mike Tyson.
Who is?
Dr. Umar.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, he's basically taking donations. So
there he go. That's your. You know
hit
what?
The cash app.
There he go.
I really want to talk about Freddie Gibbs though. And his misconception of Dr. Umar, and anybody out there that think Dr. Umar hates white people, it's not. That's not what it is. So he's
Freddie Gibbs is an R&B singer now, so let's address that. Let's make sure everybody knows that we're talking about an R&B singer now. But go ahead.
He wants to fight Mike Tyson just because of his ignorance and thinking that he doesn't like white people and all of this other stuff. But it's hilarious. So you guys, if y'all want to see Dr. Umar get knocked out, go ahead, send them donations.
Listen, don't nobody send Dr. Umar shit. That dude think he flick, man. He gonna tell us 2 years from now he's still getting donations for the Dr. Umar versus Iron Mike fight. Mike Tyson to be 80 before this fight ever happens, and Dr. Umar bringing his third wife at that point to try to help him. No. But don't try to go over the fact that Dr. Umar has 2 wives in America. How are we not crucifying this?
Because it's false news. It was a fake wedding. I was there.
Oh.
It's not he's not really married to them. They were a symbol of, I think it was supposed to be like a symbol of his morals or his beliefs or something. So it was like him marrying. He said it at the wedding. I don't know if I deleted the footage, but he didn't actually marry those women. Like, those are not his real wives.
Of course, because that's illegal in America, everyone. That's called bigotry, and that's actually a crime that you can be locked up for. And Dr. Umar, knowing that he's a black man, they're looking for any reason to arrest his black ass. So that would not be smart.
That school will never be made. It's actually together now. He's just waiting for people to donate him a desk. Okay?
Well,
and some African art. I've been to the facility.
Why can't we just put regular art in there? Let the kids paint African art and hang it up on the walls, Umar.
No, he wants not pictures, but what do you call those things? Like I don't know, those African art masks.
Yeah, okay.
It's sad, y'all, because I'm African. I don't even know what the hell that shit is called.
Nah, you could have said African mask because that was good for us. We know. We know exactly what we're talking about. He wanted them big old African tribe masks like Baba, like Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. But I also want to talk about the Saigon interview that happened on DJ Vlad, and he talked about record labels. He said basically, I don't want to misquote him, but he was talking about speaking to the youth and being true to his music and wanting to talk about what he wants to talk about. So he was basically saying that when you go into these label meetings or these marketing meetings and you get signed or whatever, Like, you may have an agenda for yourself, but they ultimately have to say so as to what you want to do. And if you
Correct.
don't comply, then you need to get the hell on. So
Correct.
he was saying that at first he was like rapping hardcore, I don't want to call it drill music, but kill music.
Yeah.
And once he realized how it was affecting, like, he was responsible for, I guess, affecting the youth or our black community, whatever, he decided he wanted to talk truth in his music. He wanted to speak about other things. And he said the label basically told him, either you're going to rap this kill music or you're going to get the hell out.
Right.
So
Right.
you agree that that's sometimes that's how it goes with these labels. Like, they
Yes.
once you reach a certain level and they now sign you, they now direct what you can and cannot put out.
Yes.
So what's the
Not
point of
only
signing?
not only do I now let me tell y'all one thing. Not only do I know that those practices happen, but I am a advocate and firm believer that those practices should happen.
Mhm.
And let me tell you why. It's simple. If you bring a guy into your house to paint your house, he can't decide what color he wants to paint it.
Mhm.
You're paying him. It's not some guy coming to you as a favor and saying, "Hey, I think your house looks nice this color. Let me paint it for you and do you a solid." You're paying him for an idea that you have.
Mhm.
An artist going to a label is no different than that same analogy. You're a client that is hired to paint our picture, our idea. If you want to push your own agenda and your own idea, there's plenty other labels that do these things, and or you can fund it yourself. Now, let's just put it like this. I come to you, Jezabel, and I say, "Hey, sign me. I want to make music about slapping hoes and pimping bitches and things like that."
Mhm.
You say to me, "That sounds like a good idea. Here's $1 million." And then I come to you and say, "Hey, I know you just gave me $1 million to smack hoes and pimp bitches, but I'm thinking now I want to talk about everybody going to college." You're like, "Wait the hell up, brother."
Give me my money back.
I just gave you $1 million. You better get to smacking these hoes and pimping these bitches. And the
Yeah.
sad thing about it is, it's not disrespectful, because how you earn the right to make your own music
Mhm.
is by simply selling records. And unfortunately, if you go into it with a label and it's a 3 album deal, right?
Mhm.
And you make all these 3 albums and you sell these 3 albums. And usually it's that 4th album where you get your freedom to have your option, right?
Mhm.
And that's also the album that they see just how smart you are. Okay?
Mhm.
So you drop this 4th album and you have just had now 3 platinum albums, 3 number 1 albums, 3 top 10 albums. If that album does not hit in the top 10, you've just proven to that label that now you still don't understand the game or the business, and you've given fire and ammunition to the facts that they and their procedures, their plan for you is what made you you. No
Mhm.
matter about your sound, your star quality, at the end of the day, that's all made. That can be made by anybody. Anybody can be a star. That's why I say it's a difference between you walk by the basketball court, you see the guy that can shoot the whole court and
Mhm.
dribble and dunk him. He's super fast. You're like, why he not in the NBA? And then you see him as soon as the play over, he go hit a blunt or drink a bottle or whatever. He get crazy. And you're like, that's why he not in the NBA.
Mhm.
You're like, okay, yeah, you can have all the skills in the world, but there's plenty of people that may not be as talented as you, but they know how to play ball
Mhm.
and they know how to make sure that your bag is secured. So yeah, I don't understand why these artists think that they could just like that was just like Tory Lanez coming out and saying, "I want to rap now. I want to rap," and Universal's holding me back. Well, how can your label be holding you back when they signed a singer? They ain't signed a rapper.
Mhm.
And why I'm gonna put you out to compete with the rappers that I gave in the bag to do something.
Mhm.
So I totally agree with that practice because it's
I
fair.
I thought it was just hilarious. He was like, the label told him get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I would have told him the same thing. Listen, look, I have an artist that signed to me. Shout out my man Bundles.
Mhm.
He makes some of the hardest trap records that you all could think of, right? I mean, like real hardcore rap music, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? But now we at the point where we making music for the radios, and I'm like, bro, we need some clean music. We need some records for the radio. We need some like hits for the radio. You know? At the end of the day, I'm not telling him that I hate his sound, but I'm telling him, look, hey, let's get some radio hits. But at the end of the day, I didn't sign him for radio hits, so it doesn't matter if he gives me one or not. I just need the music, right? We just need to pump, 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 push, 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 push. It's a game. It's a business. So if you think about everything that you need in this genre, you got to have all your angles covered. And I'm not gonna lose an artist that's my street artist that I signed that I gave millions to. I'm not gonna lose him because he all of a sudden has a conscience, not in the middle of it. And if he thinks that he's gonna be able to do that on my dime, no sir, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
That's fucked up.
I mean,
But
listen.
it's real. It's the investors' money, and that's just I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Listen, like I tell everybody, the only thing I control is my music. The only thing I own is my music. But I do this show on this is Boss Biz Radio platform. You know, I do my show on Hip Hop 95. That's Hip Hop 95's platform. Like I don't get on that joint and be like, oh, this is the Sixxcess show, and it's all about success, and it's all about this, and it's all about like what? You know, like, could you imagine if I just said, Jezabel, I just want to sit up here and talk about me today. I know I told you I want to talk about artists and help them learn the business, but no, let's talk about me. You interview me for the next month.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, wait a minute, nigga, interviews is.
But you know what? That's one thing that I do. I be like, dang, like that's why sometimes I do gotta have you ask you questions because you be dropping albums, you be dropping music, and it's like sometimes I feel like you're so selfless. Like we don't really get to dive into like what you're doing sometimes. Like I have to be like, yo, Six, didn't you just drop a new album? And
Yeah,
you like,
yeah.
oh yeah, da, 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 da. No, like it's okay to talk about yourself sometimes too. But my next question to you is, so what do you think? So do you think artists should have a song for everything? So like a club song, a radio song, and a trap song,
No,
a car song, or should they be consistent in whatever flow they're gonna have?
yes, they should be consistent in their lane, and stop trying to fit in everywhere. Because that's why we have so many genres, and that's why so many artists don't get on. It's nothing worse than going into the club and trying to do an R&B flow record because everybody in there do R&B and you want to fit in, and the next thing you know, you come on sounding corny. It's like, what? Like, and I see a lot of artists do that, and it really, like, honestly, it's not too many artists that can make a record for everything. And the reason being because you get tested. Every genre is going to get its own test.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And if you jump into the wrong lane and have the wrong test come your way, then it could really sabotage your whole career. And let me tell y'all artists what I really mean by that, because I really want y'all to understand this. If you are an artist out there and you coming into the game and you like, all right, I'm a street rapper, and you realize that everybody out there is this and that, you're like, oh, I'm gonna try to become this lover boy rapper. And 9 times out of 10, half of y'all got girls at home and shit like that. Now you stressed out because you're trying to be a lover boy and your girl ain't liking it. And you're just doing it because you're trying to make records. And now you're not showing up as much because your girl don't want you slowing yourself around. All right, so there's that is. Next thing you know, you are a street rapper. You try to jump into that trap world. You come across the wrong person that's going to really test that trapness, and you get exposed, and you never can come back from that. Let's just say you're a trap artist and you try to jump into, any of those other worlds. Yeah, let's say it works, maybe, But the reality of it is now you have to say to yourself, if I build fans that like my pop style, can I ever go back to talking trap? Because pop fans do not want to hear trap music. You know, if I make it in the R&B world and they pick me up, will I end up like Tory Lanez when I want to rap again? Will they tell me I can't rap anymore because I just sung my ass off? You know, so that's why you got to stay true to who you are and what you want to do, because that's how fans really are able to generalize you and categorize you. And I tell every artist this all the time. If you keep on saying I sound like myself, I don't sound like nobody, what you need to do is go back and listen to a lot of music. Like put your playlist on whatever music and find somebody that you sound like. And go back all eras. Go back to the 70s, then go to the 80s, then the 90s, 2000s, late 2000s, and you find somebody that you sound like. Because guess what? If you don't sound like nobody and you only sound like yourself, no one's ever bought an album from you or yourself. So ain't nobody gonna buy one.
Okay, so radio, syndicate radio still asks for clean records, right?
Correct.
But so how do you make a trap record a clean record?
Honestly, like you gotta have a really good engineer. You gotta have a really good engineer to go in and take every curse word out.
Mhm.
And a lot of times, big artists may record it twice. You may record a dirty version and a clean version. You know, where the engineer or where the producer would make them literally write another word in place for those dirty words.
Okay.
You know, so that's how that would happen.
So do you feel like artists should go ahead and already have that in their catalog,
Yes.
so that when syndicate radio do reach out to you for a clean record, or when you do want to get on 93.9 or 95.5, they have local DMV local hour. If you want to submit your music to them, you'll already be ready.
Yes. You need to have, like, honestly, artists, when you before you walk out the studio, before you get that final mix, you need to make a clean version to that record.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the same as the regular version. A lot of the artists don't look at the radio anymore.
Okay.
You know, they don't believe in the power of the radio, which is like really retarded, because it's like they ask themselves, how do these artists get on? And it's like the radio. Mm-hmm. You need shows like, and I'm not just saying this because I'm on Boss Beats Radio. I'm not just saying this because I'm on iHeart Radio and Hip Hop 95. But y'all artists do not understand that I get a stream on the radio, and it's not based on that one stream from somebody listening on their app or on their cell phone. Mm-hmm. You know, it's based on the whole world listening to the radio. Mm-hmm. You know, at that time. So I can have anywhere from 100 to 500 people listening to my show at one time. Mm-hmm. So if that record plays at that one time with 500 people listening, while you trying to get 500 people to listen to your record, I've already accomplished that in 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. But y'all think, oh, I'm just gonna spam everyone's phone. No, you don't need to spam everyone. You need to spam the right people. I mean, you don't need to pay everyone. You need to pay the right people. Because when you pay the right people pay you. Yep. I mean, honestly, y'all, listen. I'm not going to go out here and if I want to build me a house, I'm not going to try to find me somebody that builds, playgrounds or schools. I'm going to go straight to somebody to build a house. I'm not going to sit up there and find somebody to build the grass and to build all this stuff, like build the wood and all this shit like that. No, I'm going to find somebody that knows where all these things are and pay him to make all these things happen. Because I'm not going out to find the wood, find the floor, find the grass, find the windows. I'm not going to do it. Just put it in. It's called one person to make sure that this house gets built. And a lot of y'all don't invest in the people to make sure things get done. And a lot of y'all is flat out fucking selfish.
Oh, let's talk about that. So, the last thing I want to touch on before we get into, our favorite segment of the show is let's talk about these DMV DJs. Okay. Y'all DJs don't really try to break artists here. And I be having conversations with different people, from different areas. And what I realize is that a lot of y'all don't put DMV artists in your rotation until you figure out they're signed or they're hot. And I don't understand this logic at all. Why wouldn't you try to break artists? So that, you know what I'm saying? Like why a lot of you DJs don't throw in a song that you really, really like that's a club flow. I
Yeah.
interviewed DJ Clutch, I think a couple of years ago, and I asked him the same question, and he
What
said
did he say?
artists don't send you the right sound for the right environment. So like it might not be a club song, or it might not be this, and it might not be that. But my question to the DJs is, when you do find a DMV artist, and you like their music, or you feel like it's a good club song, why don't you guys throw that in the mix? I don't see it. Like I hear No Savage in a club now. I hear 3 Black in a club now. I always hear Wale and Shy Glizzy.
Mm-hmm.
But I rarely hear like artists that already don't have that clout chasing.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys bring the clout to the artist? You know what I'm saying? Try to break these DMV artists. A lot of y'all don't do that.
Yeah. And honestly, it's fear because DJs are not molded by what we think. Unfortunately, guys, I like on iHeartRadio, I play everybody's records, you know what I'm saying? And some of them, because that's a radio platform. But in the club, fuck no, right? I have a quota that I have to reach. Every DJ has a quota that they have to reach in that club because if you don't reach it, you won't be back. And unfortunately, I can't afford for it to be a partnership or a friendship with an artist that's not supporting me. You know what I'm saying? So if you got an artist that's not following you, not supporting you, not putting you out there, you're not gonna never break his record. Half of these artists don't even tag a DJ unless he doing their set. Shout out to DJ such and such. This was spinning it like crazy tonight, you know? Like, but nah, like y'all don't make friends with the DJs. You don't make friends with them. And then it's like, play my record, play my record. Nah, like I can't play your record because you're not in my clique, you're not in my group, you're not in my set, you don't really promote me. And on top of that, you didn't even bring people here to appease the situation so that I don't look stupid, right? Because if I know it's a hot record, then I'm not the first person to say it's a hot record. And in that case, I'm safe. That's why they play the No Savages and the 3 Blacks, because everyone on Instagram or on when you in your circle is posting this all day long, right? So when they all come to your show, because you see them all posting the new 3 Black record, you want to make them happy. They like that record. They're posting it. So if I get on my page and see 10 or 20 of my people that's coming to my party tonight, and they all are talking about that new Sixxcess record, you know, they all resharing it, retweeting it, and I see them all 10 of them in the club tonight, I'm gonna play that record for them.
Okay.
You know?
And to all of the DJs that do that, you guys are cowards.
Yes.
You're a coward because
Yes.
you're not ready to rock the boat. You're not really trying to, because if people are drinking and partying, you could play fucking anything.
Nah, but
And
you see,
they
some of the records don't be. If the record is not mixed right, if the record is not mastered right, if the record is not the right BPM, it's
okay,
not
well let's say it
going in the
is.
club.
Let's say it is, because you can't say every DMV
Nah, but that's
artist
a
is not mixed right. Like
now,
these.
if a record is proven with the right sound, the right quality, and the right BPM, it will get played in the club.
Okay. The only person I've seen do that, and that's firsthand, is DJ Pony. And I want to shout out DJ Pony because when he does these showcases and he keeps y'all music. You know what I'm saying? He keeps y'all music. And I have been to places where he will just play a random telepath song. And I'm just gonna say this person's name because this one song that he plays, I actually like the song, but
Yeah,
he might just play a success song. Like he will
but
throw
no,
in a song and it's
But
like it's in the mix of
now, no
the regular
disrespect,
rotation.
because that is right. Pony does that, but Pony does not rock parties.
Okay.
And that's a big difference. Like, let me tell you a prime example. I've done parties where I've broken records. Like, I broke J Money's new high record in the club. You know what I'm saying? No one in the club knew what it was. Everyone was thinking it was Travis Scott. You know what I'm saying? But then there's been other artists when I played the record in the club, and before the record is even in the hook, the owner is already over. Like, what is this? Turn this off. Or whoever the promoter is that booked you is like, no, get this off. Turn this off. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to understand, like, people that book you know what their crowd wants. So most DJs do not get to the freedom of playing music that they want to play. When you get booked, you're asked, do you have a certain amount of records? And usually they're listed of records that need to play. And if you are a DJ that is with the coalition, like, let's say DJ Link,
Shout out
DJ,
Ginger Bricks.
yeah, shout out Ginger Brinks, shout out Say, shout out Lingo. These are all BDS registered DJs.
Mm-hmm.
So when you guys ask them, play my record, y'all don't understand that every day there's in the DJ pool, there's a list of records that have to be played at certain times for BDS charting and placements and all that stuff that goes into effect of a real DJ's job. That every day we have to turn in these Seratos. After every show, we have to submit our Serato playlist to let know what was played. And there's records having time that go into DJs being paid. Because let's just say a DJ is trying to get on tour with a Wale or a 3-0 Black, because that's why they play those records, because those are new artists that there's an opportunity to go on tour behind them. If when their payments get submitted, they're going to see that DJ such and such played your record 300 times and DJ this played your record 1,000 times. So when they go to say, oh, I'm bringing this DJ on tour, it's a competition for us DJs to say, oh, if I go on tour with him, I'm going to get 10K, 20K, 50K. I want to be the one that does this. So at the end of the day, when it's all about value and research value, because let's just be clear, it's a using game either way. Because why these artists don't fuck with DJs when they are on the up and up, when they're on the upcoming? You know what I'm saying? Why these artists are not breaking these DJs, these new DJs, the same way? It's not just a one-way street. They only want the DJs that they think are popping. You see what I'm saying? Because let's just be real. My showcases was holding 175 people to 200 people every night, every weekend. No one was in that joint, in that club, talking about any other DJ in the city. But when it was time for all votings and things of that nature, only people that they were naming was all the DJs that they thought could give them a position. So, and look, I don't shit on nobody's parade, but I just say it's all, if it's all about the money, who is really the top DJ? I mean, they walking out with, no, I don't want to put people money out there, but they walking out with this, that, and third. I'm getting twice, 3 times, 10 times, like making way more money on a nightly basis. You know, but when it was who was the top DJs in the city, or when people was talking about shout out people, there was hardly ever any shout out DJ Sixxcess posts. Or shout out Sixxcess posts, not DJ Sixxcess posts. You know what I'm saying?
It's just called you DJ Sixxcess in the comments.
Yeah, that's why I just said that. I just said, like it's not a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? Because it was their job to know, okay, he's providing this platform. It's their job the next morning to make sure everybody know that Sixxcess had the hottest show, or Sixxcess was the top joint playing your records, doing this. But they wasn't doing that. They were still dick riding everybody they thought had a name with WPGC, WKYS, woo-woo. But they don't put the people. Listen, let's just put it real. They ain't got Pony as a top DJ either. And like you just said, Pony look out for them 1,000%.
All the time. He put y'all on his mixtape. You know what I'm saying? He definitely will play your record. He keeps your music.
He had to beg them to get on his mixtape.
Which doesn't make sense.
What doesn't make sense. But yet they was out there paying DJ Sixxcess $500 a slot to be on his mixtape. Every one of them. Mm. Now, I mean, like I said, I ain't gonna sit up here and knock people, but y'all create this monsters. You know what I'm saying? Like, we as artists, we create the monsters in which the cities that we live in by not doing our due diligence. I mean, in New York, why do DJs break records? Because when those New York artists get on there, like, shout out DJ K Slay, he broke my record. Shout out DJ Funky John, she broke my record. You know what I'm saying? But you get out there, you tell the DJ, a DMV artist or artist from a smaller market, it's me, we, you know. Wait a minute. I gave a nigga 15 minutes set. He didn't even shout me out the page. He just posted this video. You know, then DJ play that shit, DJ. What?
Who you talking to? Hey, young, that joint kills me at the showcases. All that, run that shit. Who you talking to?
We didn't practice together.
About to turn your mic down.
But you scared as shit. You know what I'm saying? So no. I don't feel sorry. I get it, but then I get it because, like I said, I've done every job under the sun. I've managed artists. I was a songwriter for artists. I was a tour manager. You know, I was a production manager. I was a VP of entertainment for a label. I was even an assistant to a CEO of a label. And this was the most craziest job in the world for me because this was eye-opening for me. Like, it was my job I was in charge of his books. I was in charge of his bank account, his schedule. Like, I was his real live assistant. Like, damn near ordered his lunch, made sure that it was right before I took it to him, everything. And one day in particular, he was booking this artist to do a collab with this other artist. And the label called and said, look, we need the verse. Can we get the verse? And he said, K-Ron, check the bank. And I said, nothing's come through. And he said, wow, my artist won't get on a plane. He said, I won't get on a plane until my bank account rings. Joe said, bling, bling, bling. I said, whoa, $100,000 is just deposited to the bank. He said, all right, call the jets and tell them to load up the gas up the private jet. I'm about to fly to Boston and I'll be back tonight. I said, God damn it, I am in the wrong seat. You know, like, hey. But like I said, I've done everything. So when artists complain to me, I know how it works. When artists feel like they blown about something, like I know why. When artists feel like they're not getting this, and when they get to a show, I know you didn't ask for it. You know, it's like everything is just like, I get it. I freaking get it. You know? So, hey, it is what it is, man. It's the game in which we play.
I like how you said, just like you, independent artists want the DJs to scratch your back. Make sure you scratch their backs as well. It's a two-way street. Like, that's very important that you said that.
Yeah, like honestly, like when you play both sides, when you have been in every shoe, it's like life is sports. Some people have played every position on the field. Some people know. Some people get it. Some people just focus on just their position, and when that position is done, they can't move nowhere else. It is what it is. But it's a big circle. And y'all realize why DJ Khaled moved the way he moves, because everybody loves him. Everybody loves him because he shows them love, and they show him love in the same way. So it works like that. Now, I know this week's Huffington Post, y'all, I just got to present some good news. Because I told y'all that my man's over on Glenwood was on notice, and I had to tell him that they were on a 2-week notice, and that's why they hadn't seen me. And he said to me, you know, I'm glad you told me because that was bad, and I was wondering where you had been. And I said, well, I told everybody on the radio that you had Huff, and it would be 2 weeks before I seen you, and I called you to see if you had something new. And he did, actually. He had some Hawaiian runs, he had some biscotti, and he had some jet fuel. And he promised me that I would be pretty impressed. So today's Huffington Post, guys, I got to let you all know that old Glenwood is safe to go to again. All three strands turned out to be A-OK and quite all right. But where you don't want to be caught going is up on Washington Road. Now, I know that Washington Road, I know that Washington Road is a name of prestige. I mean, when I hear Washington, I'm thinking big capital. When I hear Washington, I'm thinking great trees. When I hear road, I'm like, Washington Road, historical place, great trees, gotta go, capital. I got there, guys, and usually it's good. It's good. I sent some people there. I've sent people there when they come in town because it's really good and the city is close. It's not far. You don't get lost. 20 minutes from downtown. But guys, they got me. And they had a nerve to tell me it was cat piss. No, my friend, it was cat shit. It was cat shit. Now, don't tell me your cat pissed on it and then tell me it's cat piss. Because what it was definitely some of the worst stuff, and it embarrassed me a little bit because I told you people was here on tour. And let me tell you how bad the weed was. It was so bad that I gave it to one of my producer friends, and he said I left it at the studio on the table. I said, what? You left it? He said, yeah, call somebody else. It was some huff anyway. And that's when I had knew. Cue the waves, cue the soft music, because Washington Road had officially made its way on my Huffington Post. Not only because you were serving cat piss that's supposed to be cat shit, but because I had to send somebody to you and you gave it to them. Now, you're supposed to be a representation of me when I send people to you. And that made that person go all the way across town to someone else that I didn't even know. So this is for you, Washington Road. You are on a 2-week notice. That's right, 2 weeks. Because I gave you a chance to redeem yourself when I asked you and I met you halfway. That's right. I met him halfway to see if maybe he just gave it to him because he didn't know him. But no. You only had that cat shit. So for that, my friend, you are on this week's Huffington Post. That's right. It's huff, 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 huff. We've had enough. Don't want no more of that stuff. It's too tough. Take it away. It's the huff. And that is this week's Huffington Post, guys. So if you happen to be on Washington Road, that's right. Keep on going. Don't stop. No. Keep on moving. Jezabel, I'll let y'all know how that goes in 2 weeks. What you got coming up? What you got coming up?
Well, guys, to all my DMV artists that are tuned in, I will be starting a DMV hour, just strictly playing DMV music. So make sure you guys either download the Live 365 app, or you can go to the Live 365 website and click on Boss Biz Radio. If not, you can also go to our website, which is bossbizent.com, www.bossbizent.com, and you can listen live as I stream your music for the DMV hour. Now, I'm going to be doing this every night from 9 to 10 p.m. So you guys just make sure you get tuned in. You know, I probably won't be doing as much talking. I'll just be just showcasing y'all music, saying who the artist is. And I want to keep this going every night unless I go out to party. So you guys just make sure you stay tuned in for that.
That's not gonna be like the go-go. Like the go-go used to be.
Like how we have Go-Go Hour on Syndicate Radio. This is just strictly DMV music. I'll also have like an indie grind hour, and which is not just going to be DMV, it'll be all the independent artists. But I love my city, DC, born and raised. You know what I'm saying? So of course I'm gonna show love to my peoples first. So if you have not sent me your music and you have been a guest on this show, be sure to do so. You can send your music MP3 format only to info@bossbizent. That's BOSSBIZENT.com. And I'm looking forward to these emails. I'm looking forward to turning up. I'm gonna start doing a live too, y'all.
We gotta get Jezabel in the studio to make some commercial voiceovers and shit. Y'all heard that voice, that commercial voice?
I hate going live, you guys, but I do have to I have to stop hiding from the camera. So,
Yeah, come. I go live every day, every morning, y'all, at 11 o'clock. I go live from 11 till about 11:30. Y'all can come in there and cut up with me. Face Lover being there cutting up with me every day. Bundles being there cutting up with me every day. Y'all come in there, cut up, because listen, I be in there, I be live on the air, obviously, but I'm cutting up. Jezabel, come on in there with me and cut up. I'll bring you on live. We can talk shit there.
okay, all right, yeah, I definitely got to do so. You know, I don't really be on my phone like that, so I have to definitely turn my notifications on and keep my ringer on.
Fly Money won a debate. I love a good debate, Fly Money. Like I said, I just received the Troll of the Year award, so I'm happy about that. I'm waiting. I'm hoping it's a big plaque. I'm hoping it just wasn't a status online, you know. But yeah, man, y'all know. Look out for it. I'm gonna hang it up behind me and whatnot.
Also, next week we got I'm on it.
I'm
So
on it.
we'll be interviewing I'm on it, Baltimore artists. You guys book your interviews. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like hit the link, book your interviews. You can either book on the Boss Biz website or you can click the link inside in Rolling with Success bio. To book your interviews. You know what I'm saying? We're here to showcase y'all music. You know what I'm saying? We definitely showing love to y'all DMV artists and don't be scared to show us love too. You know what I'm saying? Click the link,
Yeah.
like, share, subscribe,
Oh,
share this
Bino.
shit.
Bye
You know,
bye Bino in this bitch. Okay, that's who you is, boy. You tripping.
yes, you next, sir.
Yeah, we need to get him on. We definitely need to get him on. Hey, his album is fire, y'all. Y'all need to go check that joint out. Like, hey, that joint is literally on my daily playlist. But I know, yeah, that shit is lit on my Spotify. Now I'm gonna tell y'all one thing for sure, two things for certain. Y'all can catch me every morning, except for Sundays, of course, on Hip Hop 95. Download the app. Y'all already know. I do play some of y'all music on there. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I play a lot of y'all music on there. And usually it's not what y'all send me. Y'all send me something, and then I go through y'all catalog and I find something that I think is way hotter. And it's not hotter in the sense of hotter. It's just I know y'all are sending records that y'all are trying to break, but I'm trying to make y'all. I'm trying to help y'all out a little bit, all right? And I kind of got an ear and know what they want to hear a little bit, so I'll be breaking that, which y'all think, all right? So that's what I'm definitely gonna do. Y'all keep tuning into that show. Now y'all know we back here next Monday. That's each and every Monday. That's
Ooh.
5 p.m. sharp. We hardly ever late because we don't do CP Cab. So hit that like and subscribe button down there. I know Jezabel is doing that.
I am. You can't see me, guys.
Y'all hit that like and subscribe button. And also make sure that y'all leave some comments and let us know if y'all like the show, what you didn't like about the show. And if we do care or don't care, let us know. Also, follow us on the social medias, Instagram and Facebook. I am happy to report our back up and running. So go on over to your Facebooks, Instagrams. Let everybody know that Sixxcess and Jezabel the Truth are lit. And
Yes.
Boss Biz Radio is the best radio show on this side of the East Coast.
What?
Yes. Y'all let them know that. And y'all also flick out those ashes, put those little roaches away, and get ready to roll up another one. Because I know I am. And we out.
Love y'all.
Peace.
Bye.